We're going to start on page 7 in the grammar book, page 7. Talking about pronouns today. You guys know what pronouns are, but this has a bigger chart here. And pronoun, is that word that takes the place of a noun. So like if you're talking about a character that goes to the grocery store, let's say Lacey goes to the grocery store. Instead of just saying Lacey wanted to get ice cream, Lacey went to the ice cream aisle. Lacey looked at the ice cream and decided to get chocolate. Lacey saw a friend. Lacey, instead of saying that, you need to have a pronoun to break it up a little bit. So for Lacey, you would use she because she's a girl. So those are the personal pronouns, he, she, it. And we're talking a little bit more about other types of pronouns. So there's personal pronouns. And then they're organized by number, person, and function. So you remember last year when I was talking about first person and second person and third person. Okay. So like think of the game Minecraft. When you play the game Minecraft, you can choose what person you are, like what perspective you can see in the game. So if you play it in first person mode, it's like you're just looking into the game, right? You don't see a head or anything. If you play in second player mode, second person player, then you can see the head of the guy, right? And you can see him turn his head and you can see what he has in his hand and stuff. So that just is kind of an example of how we write too. So if you're first person, you're going to use words like I, me, my, and mine. That top row here, that's first person. And then that's singular, by the way. Singular means just if you're by yourself. Plural means if you have two or more people with you. You would use words like we and us and our and ours. Okay, that's first person plural. And then if you look at second person, it's outside of you. Okay, you're speaking to somebody. You would use words like you, your, yours. Plural, same thing. You, your, yours. So even if you're talking to a group of people, you still use the word you. Like if you're talking to your friends and you say, sometimes you might say, are you all going to the swimming pool? Are you going to the swimming pool? Okay. And then third person is when you're talking about somebody outside, completely outside of yourself. So you're referring back to them. That's when we use the he, she, and it. Him, her, it. His, her, its. And his, hers, its. If it's more than one person, they, them, their, theirs. So this is a good chart to look back on. The things at the top tell us how they function in the sentence. And we're going to be talking about this as we go through this book, but basically they function as the subject of the sentence, like who's doing what. Okay. When we use these, we're talking about the subject of the sentence. This list here is when you talk about the object of the preposition. So when you have a preposition like in the forest, and you might ask yourself, who's in the forest or what's in the forest? That's the object of the preposition. And then these are adjectives. Sometimes they tell whose if they're an adjective. And then these possessive pronouns do not function as adjectives. So this is just a big chart. We'll come back to this and study this as we go through the book, but I just wanted to show you all the pronouns right here. And then to mark them, you guys remember from last year, you put a PR on top of it. So here's your example here. Timmy traveled to town. It was busy with many people. He was scared of them and their noise. So you can see it is a pronoun, he, them, and their. And then it says, without pronouns to replace the nouns, this passage would sound strange. It's kind of like what I said with Lacey, 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 right? So Timmy traveled to town. The town was busy with many people. Timmy was scared of the people and the people's noise. So using the same words more than once like that is kind of strange. and it doesn't flow very well. It's better to use he or it or them and pronouns like that when you're writing a story. Do you guys have any questions about this page that we just talked about? No, okay. I think there's more on the back of that. Yeah, just a little bit more. Oh, these are easy peasy cheesy. You already know this. Capitalization and end mark. So don't forget you do the 3 little lines, like for the word I by itself has to be capital. So do 3 little lines underneath it to show it needs to be capital. When the basket opened, I jumped out. And then look at this sentence down here. Did Johnny live in a fancy house? That's a question, so we're going to use a question mark. Oh, that was easy. Let's turn to the practice page. And do either of you want to read it today? Feel like reading it? Okay, Lacey, thank you. Go ahead and read it when you're ready.
The basket belonged to the master gardener who lived in northern England. What did he grow?
Good. Okay, I had to get my marker here. Good reading. So the vocabulary is master. Do you guys know what master means? If you're a master at something, you're really good at it, right? If you're a master at something, you're skilled or you're experienced, you know how to do it. Like think of like karate or some kind of martial art like that. If you're really good at it, you become a master. Okay. So let's check that. And then the articles, we can write them in A and and there's only 2. So go ahead and find them and label them by yourself. And then check. And then William, what about the nouns?
Basket,
Yep.
garden,
Yes.
England.
Yes. Good. One pronoun, Lacey, do you see where it's at?
He.
Good. Yes. He. And that's referring back to the gardener. So the gardener must be a man. That's why we use pronoun he. All right. Then the capitals, William, where do those go?
The
Good.
and what?
And there's one more.
England.
There you go. England. That's the name of a country. End mark is just a period, so we can just put that there. That was quick. Yes, William?
It's a question mark.
You're right. I was just testing you to see if you could catch that. It's a question mark. What did he grow? Thank you, William. I'm so used to it being a period. Sometimes they surprise me like that. All right, you guys know what to do. Later after class, you can rewrite it at the bottom, and then your homework will be pages 10, 11, and 12. Any questions about grammar this morning? Nope. Okay. Good. You can put that away and get out your binders next. That was good. I'm glad you're paying attention, William. And you are too, Lacey. I knew you were thinking the same thing. All right. Last week for homework, you did your keyword outline for pizza and chili. Hopefully you weren't hungry when you were doing those. So, get my stuff out too. Go ahead and get out your keyword outline that you worked on for both. And what we're going to do is, by the way, did you guys both get a chance to retell the article to your mom or dad or somebody? at home? Okay, good. We're going to practice that just so I can hear you retell it too. So I'm going to have William do pizza and Lacey can do the chili one. Okay. And do you guys remember how we did this last year? And then we talked a little bit about it last week. You look at the three words and the symbols and whatever you have there. Think of a sentence in your head and then look up at the camera and say the sentence. Like the first one I see, move, bring, star. I think that means favorite. I kind of remember that, recipes. So I'm going to think of a sentence. And then I'm going to look up at the camera and say, when people move, they like to bring their favorite recipes with them. So you just make up a sentence and you look up and say it, and then look down at the next one. Think of a sentence, look up and say it. So we're going to practice that. William, are you still there? He's like, I'm out. Don't pick me. William, you're supposed to go first. He disappeared on me. He must be eating breakfast, I'm thinking. I saw him eating something. Lacey?
Or he's just getting his stuff.
Maybe he's getting his stuff. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, maybe, okay, so maybe while he's getting his stuff or whatever he's doing, how about you go first with chili? Did you get to finish that keyword outline? Okay, so practice retelling it to me. Start with Roman numeral 1, and then look up and tell me the sentence and do that for the whole thing, okay? Oops, you're muted if you're talking.
I don't know. I don't remember what I wrote as much.
You don't remember? What do you
I
see on your outline?
put one best known, a circle with an F for food, U.S., Mexican, called chili.
Okay, so I think it must have been, and you can look back at the original to remind you, but the original sentence says, one of the best known foods in the United States is a Mexican dish called chili. That's what the original says.
That's strange. I didn't even know how it got U.S. in it.
So you could say something like, one of the best foods in the United States is Mexican chili or something like that. Okay, so you try it. Go ahead and look at those words, and it's okay if you copy the same sentence, but try to look up and say the sentence.
First best known food in the United States is chili, or Mexican. It's called Mexican chili.
There you go. Good. Okay, go on to the next one, regular number 1, but this time try to not look back on the paper. Like think about it and kind of memorize it in your head and then look up and see if you can do it without looking at the paper after you memorize it.
First American chili was made in Texas.
Nice. Good job. Okay, do the next one.
Originally, Texas chili didn't have any beans.
Good. Awesome.
Chili was made with onion, tomato, flour, and water.
Okay, good. Nice. You're doing good. Keep going.
Midwesterns added beans, and Greeks put it under spaghetti.
Okay, good. By the way, they do that in Cincinnati, Ohio. I went there one time on a trip And that's what they're famous for. They put their chili on noodles. It's really different, like spaghetti noodles, you know? Anyway, it was pretty good, but I don't think I would eat it like that all the time. But okay, go ahead and go on to the next one.
There are many variations of chili home style, chili verde, and veggie.
Nice. Good.
Enthusiastic chili chefs called chili heads compete for the who's the best chili.
Nice. Okay, good.
The first place prize for the World Championship chili cook-off is
$100,000.
I get confused with them.
Yes, okay. Because there's 100 and then the comma and then thousand. So $100,000. Try to do that one without looking. I know you had to check it a couple times. See if you can do that one without looking.
That one was kind of hard because it's long, so I had to look at it.
That's okay.
The first place prize for the World Championship chili cook-off is 100,000.
Dollars. Yay! Let's clap for it in the camera, William, for her. Good job. Woohoo! That was good. All right, William. Well, you were gone for a second. Now that you're back, you're going to do the pizza one. Okay, so start with Roman numeral 1, look at the words, think of a sentence, and look at the camera and say the sentence.
When people move, they bring their favorite recipes.
Okay, try to look at the camera when you say it, though. Okay, try not to peek after you look at it.
When people move, oh, they bring their favorite recipes.
Nice.
A popular food in Italy is called pizza.
Good.
It equals pie.
That I think it's called pie in Italian, right? In their language. So try that one again. It's pizza. I think it's a popular food in Italy is pizza, which is called pie in Italian. Okay, try to say that one more time.
A popular food in Italy is pizza, and the Italian word for pizza is pie.
Nice. Good job. I like it.
The first pizza was flatbread, tomato sauce, and cheese.
Okay, good.
A popular special pizza was made by a cook for Princess Margarita in the 1800s.
Good. Okay, that's okay that you had to peek at that. Do you remember that one? So I think that I was for Italian immigrants. When Italian immigrants came to America, they sold the pizza to the Americans and they loved it. Okay, so try that one.
Italian immigrants moved to America.
They sold.
They sold their pizza and Americans loved it.
Good. There you go. Good. That was a good one.
Pizza is everywhere. It has endless toppings.
Okay, good. Try that last one more time without peeking. You muted. Okay, there you go.
Pizza is everywhere and it has endless toppings.
Nice. Good job, William. Let's give him a clap. Good job. Woohoo. That's good. It seems like it should be like an easy thing to do, but it's hard because you have to kind of get your brain to start thinking. That's the thing that's really good for us, is to really put those words together in a sentence and then look away from it. That's good practice. And we'll be doing a lot more of that as we go through the binder. But we're done with this for now. So we're going to put away week 1. When you put it away, I want you to put away the yellow page first. Remember, some of the stuff is going to go in a different place. But this yellow page right here, this one, I want you to put this one behind the tab that says Model Charts and Outlines. Okay. So that one is toward the back. Right back here. You see this one that says Model Charts and Outlines? Put it behind that page. Behind that tab. And then the rest of the stuff, your outline and the chili and pizza and all the stuff that goes with it, and the French fry one, all of week 1, I want you to put this stuff in another place. Go ahead, Lacey.
You never did French fry, and where did I put the yellow paper at?
The yellow paper goes, okay, so let me tell you about French fries. We're skipping that one. So you don't have to worry about that one. And
Okay.
then the yellow page goes behind the tab that says Model Charts and Outlines. You see that in the back?
It's not in the for me. It's in the front.
Oh, it's in the front?
Not in the front because it's next to the
The
Kinda
source
like-
text tab?
yeah. It's in front of all the tabs.
So I wonder, did we organize your binder last week? I'm trying to remember. Did we do anything with it last week? Because
Oh.
really, let me show you what it should look like.
All we moved is the source text tab.
Okay, so the source text tab should go after page 8. Is that where yours is?
Yes.
Okay, good. And then the whole rest of all the pages goes after that, after source text. Is that how you have yours?
Yeah, but I was like looking for it. I'm like, where is it? It's all the way in the front. And I'm like, where is it in the front? That was-
So the model charts and outlines, those should be after all your pages.
They're after. Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so maybe you should take out the tab carefully from the rings and then move it to the back. You know how there's this page, it's just green. It's like the back page of that stack of papers. You have that. And then after that should be all the other tabs. See how they're all back here in the back? So you can move yours if you need to. Does that make sense? Okay. And then do you guys have a separate binder or a separate folder to keep your stuff in? Because remember, that was something new this year. You're like, kind of, but if you have an empty binder, okay, I see that. Good, William. So put all of week 1 inside that folder. You're going to keep your finished stuff in a new spot this year. Because remember, last year, our binders like popped open and we had problems. Too many papers. So in that one, William, you can put the pizza, chili, French fries, and then your keyword outline and that top page, like everything else goes in there. And if you don't have a folder yet, Lacey, you can get one at the store later, you know, whenever you're at Walmart. You can get either an empty binder or a folder, something to put your finished work in. Okay, go ahead, Lacey.
My binder for some reason didn't explode as much last year.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess if you want to keep it in the finished compositions, you can for now, you know, that tab in the back. It's up to you, but I was kind of bothered that a lot of students, their papers were falling out because the binder was getting too full. All right, and then after you put away all that stuff, I want you to get out week 2. That's behind the source text tab. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. It starts on 19. It's called Asian Table, and it goes all the way to page 30. So get out those 5 pages. And then don't forget to close your ring, the binder rings. And then you also need a piece of lined paper and a pen or a pencil. So once you have all that stuff, give me a thumbs up, and then I know you're ready. I see that. Good. You're on mute if you're talking to me. I can't hear you. Got it? Okay, Lacey.
I have this paper too.
Yes, we're going to start with that one.
Okay.
Did you get all the other ones out too?
We should have like 5 white papers.
No, it's going to be 3 white and 2 yellow. Is that what you have?
I have this. I don't know what that involves.
Yeah, that's one of them. Yep, I think. Let me see. Actually, no, I think that one's not for this lesson. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. 1, 2.
But I have the other 5.
Oh no, you're right. It is 6 pages. Sorry, my bad. I lost that page. So it should be 4 white pages and 2 yellow. Is that what you have? Okay. Sorry, guys. You're right. 6 pages. Okay, so put this one on top because we're going to start with this page. You guys probably remember that from last year. It's the same one. We're going to work on this again. And we're going to fill in just the first dress up. Excuse me. So for number 1, I want you to put ly adverb. You probably remember that. That was from last year. We're going to do those again. Ly adverb, that means like telling a little bit more about the verb. And it's nice that they're called adverbs because it does kind of add to the verb. Like slowly walking or quickly eating or those types of ly adverbs, okay, that tell how something or someone is doing something. So that really helps with our writing, make it sound really good. But that's the only one we're going to write on here. So we're done with this page for now. Just put ly adverb. And then I want you to get the story called Asian Table. This one. That one we're going to do next. Asian Table. Have either of you ever been to Asia before? I haven't. No. The Asian countries are like China, Japan, Korea, places like that in Asia. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is read this. We're going to learn about table etiquette. Do you guys know about etiquette? That means like how to act at a table. Okay. And usually your mom, probably when you were little, she would say, don't chew with your mouth open. It's rude. Chew with your mouth closed. So she says that sometimes, like, close your mouth when you're eating. Yeah. Or your dad or whoever. So it's stuff like that. But this is unique about Asia. It's different than America. So it's called Asian Table. I'm going to read it. You guys just follow along on your page, and then we'll talk about it. If you go to an Asian country, you might want to learn some different table manners. For example, in Japan, you must never point your chopsticks at others. Okay, so I guess that's rude if you point your chopsticks at somebody. Oddly, it is okay to slurp your noodles. So to be loud with your food is actually okay in Asia. Or smacking and stuff. Because in America, it's rude, right? Your mom or your dad or whoever would probably say, Lacey, stop being so loud. Close your mouth. Okay, I'll keep going. That way the host, that way the host will know you are enjoying the meal. So if you slurp your noodles and you make a bunch of noise, that's actually tells the person whose house you're at that they like it, that you like it. Okay, I'm going to keep going. In China, burping tells the chef that he did a good job. Did you know that? You can burp in China and it's a good thing. Lacey?
I did a whole video for a lesson for etiquette.
You did? Okay, for like American etiquette, like how you sit
All over
here?
the world.
All over the world. Okay, cool. How fun. I bet that was fun. Did you talk about burping in your video? You did? Well, if it was about America, you probably said that that would be rude. You have to cover your mouth, right? If you burp, you can try to keep your mouth closed. But in China, you can let her rip and just go, bah. And then they go, oh, thank you. That's a compliment. Thank you. So we should do a field trip to China someday, just so we can burp out loud. Okay, I'm going to keep going. However, if you eat everything on your plate, it might show that you didn't get enough and are still hungry. In South Korea, the oldest person at the table must take a bite before anyone else can eat. Also, do not pour your own drink in Korea. Wait or ask others to do it. Interesting. In Thailand, you should use chopsticks only when you're eating noodles. When eating sticky rice, it is customary to use your fingers. Interesting. That's in Thailand. For most other dishes, use a fork to push your bite onto a spoon and then eat from the spoon, not the fork. If you know some local dining customs, you will be a better guest at a table in Asia. Okay, couple of weird things there, like waiting for the oldest person to take the first bite. What if you're there with your grandpa and your grandpa's like, I remember when I was 10 years old and I had to walk to school and it was a long walk and I always saw this one dog and he was always there. And you're like, Grandpa, take a bite so I can eat, right? Because sometimes grandpas like to tell long stories, right? But that's funny. So everybody at the table has to just sit there and stare at grandpa until he takes a bite. Okay, unless you're at a kid's table and all the kids are younger than you, then they have to wait on you to take a bite. And you can make up stories, huh? And then the whole thing with the spoon and the fork, that was weird because why would you have a fork to put it on the spoon and then eat from the spoon? It seems like a lot of work just for a bite. You know what I mean? Lacey.
That was in the etiquette video. So technically can use them, but you can't eat from them.
Oh, interesting. Can't eat from a fork, but you can use them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but in Thailand, that also means that you have bad form, or they say it's bad form.
To eat from a fork? Weird, huh? Because in America, it's fine. We eat pretty much everything from a fork except for like ice cream or soup. I guess it's hard to eat with a fork, but all right, so let's get out your lined paper. Let's set up your keyword outline. Get mine. And you're going to go ahead and put your name here again. And then today's date is 9/11/24. Skip a line and we'll put Asian table. That's kind of cool, Lacey, that you actually did a video on that. I'd like to see that. I bet it's good. It was for an assignment that you did? Go ahead, Lacey.
I also have one of the keys here.
Ah, which one's that? Oh, wait, let me guess. Not marshmallow. Is it chili? It is marshmallow?
Yeah.
I guess because her feet look like marshmallows, huh?
Yeah. I
That
don't
makes
know
sense.
why Aunt name her marshmallow. It doesn't make sense.
Well,
But
her feet kind of look like marshmallows. They do.
yeah, but then we were going to name him Bella.
Oh, that's cute. Is it a
But
boy cat?
yeah, both of them are boys.
Okay. Cute. Ah. Okay, and then under Asian table, let's put KWO and skip a line and let's build our outline here. Put your Roman numeral 1. And then move over a little bit for the other numbers. Remember how we do that? And then go all the way to 11. This one's kind of a long paragraph here. Okay. All right, so we're doing the same thing we did last week, and we're looking at each sentence, and then we're building our keyword outline. And this time, you guys can do your own. So I'm going to have you take turns giving us some ideas, but then yours can be different. You don't have to do it exactly like mine or whoever, you can make it your own. So Lacey, I'll start with you. Look at the first sentence. If you go to an Asian country, you might want to learn some different table manners. So what do you think we should put on our outline for that first sentence?
Instead of putting Asian, maybe we can circle the A and then put an A.
I like that. Good idea. Yep.
And then learn.
I like that. Learn.
And then different manners.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. And William, if you have a different way of doing it, that's okay too. Because we know we're talking about table manners because the title says Asian table. So that's good. The second sentence is for you, William. It says, for example, in Japan, you must never point your chopsticks at others. How can we put that on the outline?
Oh, Japan.
I think we need Japan, yeah.
Point.
Okay.
Draw chopstick and then others.
Okay. But if you say Japan point chopstick, it might sound like you should point chopsticks at others. So how can we show not to do that? Never point.
X, draw an X.
Okay, what do you think, Lacey?
We can draw it like we can put point and then circle and X it out.
Oh,
So
that's a good idea. Which one, William? Do you want to draw an X or you want to circle it and draw a line through it? She's
Maybe
saying,
go like
okay, she's saying to go like this, but you can just do an X if you want. Whatever makes sense to you, William, but you got to make sure you know not to do that. Point. What if we did chopsticks and then a little stick figure for others, like people? Because I think that that's the point. You're not supposed to point them at people. It's rude, I guess. Okay, and then the next sentence says, oddly, it is okay to slurp your noodles. What do you think, Lacey? How should we put that in here?
oddly served noodles.
Yeah, I think we kind of need the word okay though, too, because we need to know it's actually okay to do that.
Maybe you can put a check mark.
Okay. So you're saying, and William, you can do it differently if you want. Oddly, check mark for okay. Slurp noodles. That'll work. And then the next one, William, that way the host will know you are enjoying the meal.
host
Good.
enjoying meal.
I like it. Host enjoying meal. And then back to Lacey. In China, burping tells the chef that he did a good job.
We definitely need China and burping.
I think so too. Good point. China. And we definitely need burping. Let's see. We could draw a chef's hat, or we could use the word chef and then draw a happy face, maybe, or draw a chef's hat and then maybe good. I don't know. What do you think, Lacey?
Maybe we should put chef and then do like a smiley face or like try to do it and let's give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, I thought about that. I wouldn't know how to do that, but if you know how to draw a thumbs up, I'm going to draw a happy face. That's easy. But if you want to draw a thumbs up, that would be good. Okay. Next one, back to William. However, if you eat everything on your plate, it might show that you didn't get enough and you are still hungry. So actually that makes it sound like it's okay to leave some food on your plate. But in America, it's sometimes it's kind of rude to leave food on your plate. Lacey, did you have a question?
If you leave food on your plate, it may insult the chef, or there's no food on your plate. It might insult the chef or tell him that you're not full.
Okay. And they'll just keep bringing you food?
Kinda. But if you ask for more, it may do that too.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like when you go there, leave some, just a little bit, so the chef knows that you're full.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, William, how are we going to show that on our outline?
Everything.
Okay.
Plate. Maybe everything, draw a plate. So hungry, maybe.
Yeah, I like that. What if we did a little Pac-Man for eat too? Like, remember how we did that last year, like that kind of Pac-Man. And then I like the rest of that, everything. And then you said draw a plate. Still hungry. That's going to be a hard one to remember because it looks like if you eat everything on your plate, you're still hungry, but you're going to try to have to remember that makes them think you're still hungry. Like if you eat everything, they think you're still hungry. All right, we'll do one more and then I'm going to have you finish the rest of these for your homework. But Lacey, what about the next one? In South Korea, the oldest person at the table must take a bite before anyone else can eat.
Is South Korea one word?
Yes, because it's the name of that country. So yeah, let's put that South Korea. We'll count that as one.
Stop looking. Maybe we can put oldest and then like draw a little stick figure.
Okay. Oldest person, stick figure.
Maybe we can draw a little table too for a table.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know how to draw a table, but that's okay. There's my table. I'm sure your table's better. South Korea, oldest person, table.
Maybe we can put bite.
We could put, what if we put like first bite? Like he has to take the first bite. We could do like a 1 ST. Yeah, you like that? 1 ST and then bite. I know it's a little different than what it says on the article, but that's okay. That you're getting the same idea. So South Korea, the oldest person at the table has to take the first bite.
Maybe you can do Pac-Man, because eat.
Oh, yeah, you could. After bite?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of pictures on that one. That's okay. Okay, so really quick, I want to show you your checklist because this week you're actually going to write your paragraph this time. Okay, so this is page 29 in that stack of papers you got out. The good news is the checklist is super short. So basically, it looks like it did last year. You got your checklist and then the name of the article or the story. You can put your name here by name. And then these are all the same. I'm just going to go over them really quick with you. Under structure, you still have your name and date in the upper left-hand corner. So that's always going to stay the same. And then the next one says composition double spaced. So are you guys typing now or are you still handwriting? I know, William, you're typing, right? Yeah, you're typing. How about you, Lacey? Are you typing or do you still like to write out your story? Okay, that's okay with me. But I want you to start practicing typing because it's going to help you later. Okay. But you can handwrite it for now. That's okay. It's okay. But don't forget, you know how we did the little X's? You can do the little X's if you need to remind yourself to skip. But if you know to skip, you can just do it. But make sure you leave lines in between. Okay. So it's spaced out. Okay. And then you've got your title rule here. You only have one paragraph this week, but you still are going to come up with a title, a new title. Here's the rule: title centered and repeats 1 to 3 key words from final sentence. So remember that very last sentence about Asian table, make sure you think of a title and use words from that last sentence to put in your title. 1 to 3. Don't worry about the next box because that's only if you're in person. And then under style, look how easy this is. It's one paragraph and you have one dress up. Easy peasy cheesy. You just need one ly adverb. Lacey?
Can you do multiple if we wanted to?
You can if you wanted to. You only have to underline one though. Remember that rule? Just pick one to underline, but you can have more than one. Good question. And then under mechanics, this is the same as it was last year. You have your capitalization, end marks and punctuation, complete sentences. Does it make sense? That's the one where I really want you, after you're done writing your paragraph and you have your ly adverb in there and you got it all finished, I want you to read it to somebody out loud. So hopefully your mom, dad, or somebody at home is available for you to read it. If not, read it out loud to your cat or your dog or the stuffed animal in your room or to the mirror in the bathroom. I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as you're reading it out loud. I do want you to read it to someone if they're available. That's the best. Because what happens is when you read it out loud, you realize the little things you might have forgotten. So don't just read it in your head. You got to read it with your mouth. Okay. And that's how you check if it makes sense. And then correct your spelling the best you can. Okay, so go back to, or do you have any questions about the checklist? Do you guys have any questions about this? Okay, go back to your keyword outline really quick. I want you to leave a space under the 11, and I want you to put a little dash ly and then adverbs here. And then draw and underline that adverbs. We're going to make a little list to help you come up with some good adverbs that we can use in this paragraph. I remember reading the word oddly, so I'm going to stick that one as our first word. So go ahead and put oddly. That's a good one. But when you're thinking about eating, what are some ly adverbs to describe how somebody eats something? Lacey?
Loudly.
Good, I like it, especially if you're slurping and burping and all that. Loudly, what else? If you're super duper 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 hungry, how are you going to eat? Slowly? If you're hungry?
Quickly.
Yeah. So we could put those in here, quickly and slowly, either one. Those might work in your paragraph. You might eat something like if you're eating the rice with your fingers, you might have to eat it carefully. Because if you make a mess, you don't want to make a big mess. Okay, well, that's a good start for you. If you think of other ly adverbs, you can add to this list later. Did you think of one, William?
Messy.
Yeah, so messy doesn't have an L though, but we could We could say messily. Messily, that is a word. So it's mess and then an I-L-Y, messily. Not one we use very often, but you could say that. Or sloppily, it's another good one. Sloppily. That one has two P's. Okay, so that'll help you. You only have to have one. But like Lacey asked, you know, if you want to put more than one in your paragraph, you can. You just have to underline one. And don't forget to make a new title for it. All right, and then you have your grammar. Do you guys have any questions about your homework at all? Nope. Do you have any questions, William? Nope. Okay. All right, guys, good job today. That's it. You're going to finish your keyword outline. Finish this. Remember the rules, only 3 words. You guys are really good at it. And then go ahead and you're going to write this time. You can type it, William, and you can handwrite it, Lacey. You're going to write your paragraph. And don't forget about your checklist. So make sure you check off those things as you do them. And don't forget the title. All right. Have a good week, you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Lacey.